Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, कार्तिक अभियान की हरे कृष्ण.
Come ahead.
ठेवा. ये क्या हो गया?
हम कर तुझे.
हाँ हाँ.
Come ahead. Maybe there will be more people will be coming afterwards. Don't disturb the flow of the class. Better if you are all set for it. Anyway, good if you are all nearby. Right? Hare Krishna. See a few. Huh? I see a few new faces here today. Can you know the names, please? Okay, first time to our session. Yes. Sanjay Mishra. Hare Krishna. Sadhana. Hema, thank you for coming.
I'm Arav.
Arav, thanks for coming, Arav. Himanshu, thank you for coming. Manisha, thanks so much.
And that is Gopal.
Hare Krishna. Gopal, thank you. Good. Let us begin with a few prayers. If you don't know how to recite, just try your best. Even after trying your best, if you can't do it, no problem. Just listen in, okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. I'll put my phone into silence. If your phone is not in silence, it's also a good time to put it into silence. No problem. Thank you, Shri Ram Prabhu and Arti Mataji for hosting us today. This auspicious month of Kartik. We are so fortunate that even though we are sitting in Amsterdam, we are getting this opportunity to come together, sing, discuss about Krishna, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, sing Damodarashtakam, and offer ghee lamp, take prasadam. These are extraordinary things which we are doing in our lives. This can change the course of your life. Did you know this? Whatever you're going to do today, this can change the entire course of your, how the life is heading forward. Where is it landing? It can change. It depends on how you're taking it. Yeah. When we look at life in a very mechanistic view means you just think of life to be just part of machinery. You have heart, you have brain, you have liver, your kidneys, other organs which are just functioning like machine. We can't take any other teachings which the nature is trying to teach us, right? Because you think everything is just like machine anyways. There is nothing speciality here. Einstein says that there are two ways in which we can look at life. One, as if everything is so amazing. And second, nothing is amazing. So we all choose the second way usually. You just going with it. Right? The proof is that really don't feel grateful that there is oxygen. This is not how we live by default. And we're not by default grateful. Yeah. Until I said, you are not thinking about oxygen. Right? I said, so you start thinking about it.
I think about it only.
Always?
Yeah.
24 by 7?
From Delhi. Yeah.
24 by 7? That's a good way to put it. Unless you're from Delhi. It's really difficult, especially in this time in Delhi. Yeah. But yeah, let's just think about it. How many times are we really grateful that my heart is beating? I'm not really contributing towards it as such. And the body clock is maintaining it by itself. We even forget that we have a heart. And not just in like poetic terms, but just in real, right? We don't really live as if things are sort of given to us. Right? We don't live like this. Always we live in a consumer mode, that everything is there for my enjoyment, starting from my body, is there for my enjoyment. Here is the first takeaway message to you. This body is not yours. This is mine, of course. But even the one which you have doesn't belong to you. Do you know this? It's not yours. You've been given this on lease, be taken away. And as long as we have it, somehow we keep thinking, oh, this is me. This is as foolish as someone thinking that this is me. Is my house and I am this. So if Sriram and Aarti start thinking that this is, they will be thinking this is their house. But if they start thinking that I am this, a small scratch, something happens, and we go, oh my God, there's a scratch here. Right? You get so affected by it because you think this is all me. But you're not this house, right? Yeah. As such, when we think, no, the house belongs to me. If the body itself doesn't belong to you, how will you ever explain that anything else can belong to you? So this is the definition of material conditioning, to think that I am the body belongs to me, and everything which is in relation to the body is all mine. Can you repeat, women, that Prabhu?
This is me. This is me. Everything associated.
That's the third point. Second point.
This house is.
I am the body.
I am the body.
Body belongs to me.
Belongs to me.
And everything that is in relation to the body is all mine. Yeah. These three aspects are the definition of material conditioning. How many of us suffer from this?
Partially.
Partially. Okay. If you're not raising hand, perhaps you didn't understand, or you should be giving class. Because all of us by default, we live in this consciousness. And when that consciousness is confronted with the message of Krishna, it really doesn't sink in. It's very difficult for us to sink this message in. Yeah? Because to serve Krishna, to surrender to Krishna, we need to be first away from these bodily designations. These are called as upadhi. Yeah, designation. And bhakti starts when we are liberated from these bodily conditionings. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam. All the designations, whatever you think yourself to be, when you're really done with all those thoughts, yeah, like really done. And the only designation which you attach yourself with is that I am an eternal being, a servant of Krishna, which is the only reality. Everything else is not reality. This is the only reality. Until then, you're living a temporary, illusory life. It just fades away. Every single thing which comes into your contact today will go out tomorrow. It may be a little while, but it will go out for sure. All the things which you accumulate in your life, every single penny, you will need to leave one day. You can't take it. Not even one penny. Everything will be gone. So then, you may think, Prabhu, this is not what I came for here. I thought there is some nice Diwali vibes, nice colors, festivals, lights, but we need to really understand first philosophy. Then we can discuss Shri Krishna's pastimes. Yeah, it makes sense then. The theory needs to be well understood and lived. The entire great land of India, this was the default configuration of every single person. Not now, but long ago. People were always seeking, what am I? Who am I? When that was the default configuration, people would then live a different life altogether. The superficial problems of life wouldn't really bother so much. Everybody would live with this understanding that my life is not for just addressing the socio-economical challenges which are there right now. That is not the goal of it. Yeah. Human life is not just meant for just having a great society in which everything is going great. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Ataha pumbir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagashaha swanushthitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Human life, in its nice varnashrama system, ultimately is meant for the pleasure of Krishna, satisfaction of Krishna. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. That is the purpose one should live. But we don't live like that. There is a big disjoint in our own hearts and also in society. Right? The biggest problem which is there in the world is not just poverty, hunger and all these things. It's really the poverty of heart. The real poverty of heart is we don't have Krishna in it. So poor. The moment we put Krishna in there, it becomes so enriched. Everything else is like a zero, one more zero, bigger zero. Right? I'm a millionaire, nice big zero. I'm a billionaire, even bigger zero. Right? Because these are really not something which is valuable across time and space. They're valuable now, yeah? But they're not valuable across time and space. Yeah? So many great personalities have happened in the world. How many of them took whatever they achieved with them? Whatever millions, billions, whatever they accumulated, everything had to be, okay, I'm going now. Had to be left behind. So one may wonder, is there no meaning to life at all then? No, there is a meaning to life. But that meaning is not derived based on material association. has to be something sublime, has to be something which is eternal. Otherwise, what is the value? Unless there is something which is eternally meaningful, there is no value, right? Something which is temporary, 50 years, 60 years, 100 years, what is the value this will carry? Nothing. Things will change. Yeah? So, Srimad Bhagavatam offers an alternative way of life in which you live the same very life. You don't need to go to Himalayas or Alps or somewhere, but you live in a different consciousness. And that consciousness is called as Krishna consciousness. Meaning that you understand what's your nature, true nature, who you are truly. We are not these bodies. This body is really not mine also. We are not these bodies. But we think like this. And eventually we can raise above this consciousness when you understand, yeah, I can actually control the feelings of the body. How many of us think that you can actually control the feeling of the body? Whatever is you're feeling, right? And you can, your tongue is telling, oh, I really want to eat it. And you can actually control it. How many of us feel this? You don't feel that you can control your tongue? Can you control your tongue or not? You can't control tongue, Pujaji.
Prabhu, if I have a craving of a sweet tone.
But you can control. If you want, you can control, right?
If I want, I can
Yeah,
control.
right.
Yes.
Yes? That's all I want to know. And I'm not asking, are you able to control now or not? Yeah, you can do whatever, but yeah, you can, right? If you want. Yes? So that means there has to be something which is above body. You agree? If you wear the body, there will be no way you can control. Right? So if you're able to control, there must be something which is above. Yeah? Let's call this as mana, mind. And mind keeps thinking, whatever, past, present, future, all the time just close your eyes. Tell me the first thing which comes to your mind. You don't need to wait so much. There must be something which is coming. Yeah?
Children.
Children? Okay, good. That's it? Anybody else? Huh? Food? Okay. Prabhu, it's 8:30 almost. I'm really hungry, Prabhu. Okay, what else?
Music I'm working on.
Okay. Ashish ji?
Office ka kaam.
Office? Okay. Yes, Aro?
Work.
Work? Okay. Sriram?
Right now I'm just thinking about what you are.
Okay, good. So, the exercise was very simple. Can you control this? The thought? You can't control?
Yeah, for a moment we can.
You can, right?
Yeah.
You can actually force your mind to think or not think. You agree?
Yes.
Yeah? If you want, again. Yeah? Not that you're doing it, but if you want, yeah? At least you can give an attempt. You can try to control. Yeah? Yes? So that should tell you that you are not your mind also. Yeah? Because you're able to control. Yeah? So that controlling ability is coming from what's called as buddhi. That's what can control the mind. Okay? Now buddhi in itself can be trained whichever direction we want. And do you have this sense of me, I, mine? And that's called as ahankara. Right? So these are all subtle layers sort of which are there on top of who you truly are. Now who you truly are is basically, it's beyond all these coverings. The body covering, the mind covering, the ego covering, the buddhi covering. You're something that's beyond all these things. Now exploring that subject matter which is not material in nature. You are not material in nature. Your nature is, so you understand what is material? It's based on Panchamahabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, ether, right? So these five are the principal elements of Prakriti in which we are living in. And there is Mana, Buddhi, Ahankar, which are subtle aspects of Prakriti. And you are somebody who is beyond and above all these things. And exploring that subject matter is the purpose of life, that who you truly are. And that's real science. Yeah. Until now, science has not been able to really understand or identify what is life. When somebody dies, what exactly happens? What is it? Nobody knows. What creates life? Nobody knows. The Vedas, which are the personal experiences of the great sages or scientists by themselves, they give some frame, some reference in which you can start taking it and then start walking on the path. So Srimad Bhagavatam says, Dharmasya hi apavargasya narthorthayopakalpate narthasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya hi smritaha kamasya nendriya pritir labho jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jijnasa nartho yascheha karma bhihi. Your life's goal has to be targeted towards tattva jijnasa. You know what's jijnasa? It's intense desire to know tattva. Who you are is a tattva. It's a reality. Who Krishna is a tattva. It's also a reality. So the goal of life needs to be targeted towards that, exploring that substance which is not material. Who you truly are. You are not material. So this facility which we have been given right now is most suited to explore this subject matter. The other forms of life, they are not suited for this subject matter. The cat and the dog and the fish and the birds, they can't really explore this subject matter. They don't have the facilities. This form of life is suited for it. And if we don't use it for this purpose, we are called as Pashu. Whoever doesn't use the life for exploring the subject matter of who truly I am is termed as Pashu. Colloquial terms, we think Pashu is an animal. No. Pashu is that living entity which is not really worried about who am I. Yeah? So if having this body, if we are also not really bothered about or really caring about who I truly am, then I am also a Pashu. But I can become a Nara by sharpening this exploring tendency. We all have this tendency. The entirety of modern science is searching towards it, but in a wrong way. With the mechanistic view of life, this is where we started. When you think life is just mechanical combination, it's just chemical combination, you will never ever understand what is love. How will you understand what is love? If everything is just a chemical composition, how ever will you understand, right, what is love? You will never value love because it's just, life is just mechanistic. So to understand what is love, we need to understand I am not just matter. There's something beyond that. You agree with this? Now Krishna is the supreme love, the best lover possible. And that love is eternal love, is not just temporary experiences. Once you experience that love of Krishna, you will feel like everything else is just so insignificant. Just doesn't make any sense at all. Because you caught something which is pure diamond. You won't be really interested about broken pieces of glass anymore in life. So everything else really fades away. Then we think, oh, I don't really care so much about material sense enjoyment, because you experience something so valuable in your own heart. And that's the beauty of it. You can experience this right now in your own heart. So we started with this idea that we all have this conditioning. It's a disease. The disease name is Bhavaroga. And we need to get out of this bhavaroga, this disease. And the medicine is Srimad Bhagavatam. In Sanskrit, the term for medicine is aushadha. Yeah. So Srimad Bhagavatam is bhava aushadha. It's a medicine for the disease which all of us have. What is the disease? Bhavaroga. What is the characteristic of the disease? It's a pandemic. Really spread everywhere. Yeah. And the body? Body belongs to me. Everything which is related with the body is all mine. Yeah. That's the disease we have. If you are not able to connect with this so far, think about it, please. This needs some serious contemplation. The moment you understand this, it has to click somewhere. That, oh yeah, I have this disease. And the moment you agree with this and accept it, you can start then, okay, what should I do? In previous times, this was very natural. People would live like this. The very beginning of their lives, they would be taught spiritual knowledge, just like we have been taught material knowledge. Yes, Sriram? You were taught in your school, I was taught in my school, Pooja ji was taught in her school, in all the schools, that life is for enjoyment. Somehow or the other get a good job, somehow or the other make an amazing life, enjoy to the max. Right? This is what we have been taught. Not in these words, but this is what sort of how the current is. This is how the flow was. Right? Nobody tells like this, but that's where the focus is. You all agree? You have never been taught that you are not this body. Right? At least I was not taught that you are not this body. No school in the world teaches this, that you are not the body. And no school in the world poses this question for the students to think about who you are, truly. Maybe in some philosophy, discussions in some universities, perhaps they have this question just to think about, but that's only for some few section of people. So, but this is the primary question of life, who we are. Unless you ask this, unless you come to an understanding that, oh yeah, sort of doesn't make sense, how I'm going through in my life. Why there is all this cycle of birth and death and old age and disease, and Krishna says in Gita 13th chapter, a series of verses, starting verse 8, he describes, hey Jishnu, stand comfortably, don't make noise. Otherwise sit down.
Just feeling a little bit hot, so
Okay, you can go outside.
I want to ask for notes for my book.
For?
I got a book.
Oh, you got a book? Sure. No problem. At least one person is comfortable. What were we saying? Oh yeah, 13th chapter Gita. Krishna says that there are 20 different aspects of knowledge, and out of which Krishna also describes that this knowledge of or realization that Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, these are there in life and I'm conditioned with it. This is a part of knowledge system. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Birth, death, old age, disease. Yeah. So imagine if in childhood you were taught this knowledge system, wherein you have to be humble in your life. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmani gavi hastini shune chaiva shopake cha panditaha samadarshinaha. Imagine we were taught this when we were kids. It's not just about becoming the greatest, most intelligent person in the world. You need to become humble. Knowledge should transform the heart. Vidya vinaya sampanne. Very interestingly, Vedic knowledge is not just about brain power. Yeah, it's about the heart. How your heart is soft. You are able to see all the living entities with equal vision. Brahmani Gavihastini. Somebody who is a scholar, someone who is an elephant, somebody who is a dog. You look at everybody with equal vision. That's a Pandita. Samadarshinaha, have an equal vision. Chanaka Pandita says, Matravat paradhareshu paradraveshu laushtravat atmavat sarva bhuteshu yaha pashyati sa panditaha. You look at all other women as mother. Paradraveshu laushtravat, others' wealth as trash. You are not really having any sort of greed towards it. Atmavat sarva bhuteshu, that you see all the living entities as yourself. You treat all of them with respect, just like yourself. The one who can see like this is a Pandita, right? Someone who is having equal vision. Now that was the culture which was propagated and lived. And in that culture, it was very easy then to appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam. Now we need to teach ABCD first. Yeah. It's very difficult. For someone to understand, I am not this body, takes so much of time now. Even after being bombarded with it, still difficult to live like that. Right? Because we have been trained to live that I am the body. Where our real identity is spot quiz. Spot quiz, I said. Which means I have already told.
That's the other side.
So-
We are beyond the mind, intelligence.
The real identity. If you were really having attention when I was saying this, you would remember the only identity which is real is you are servant of Krishna. Everything else is a false designation. Yeah. Imagine you were taught like this when you were a child, that Sita, Archi, Puja, Riti, Vimender. This is just a name which we have been given, we have given to you. But that's not who you are. You're a servant of Krishna. That's your identity. Imagine you are taught like this. Just like you have been taught now that you are Sri Ram. Somebody taught you. Yeah? That's Sri Ram. Your name is Sri Ram. They just kept banging. Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. When you say Sri, like, I'm trying my level best to teach Bhumi that she's not the body. I just keep telling her. I just keep telling. No, this is the time. This is when you teach. I tell her, you're a servant of Krishna. This is when you teach. When else? Eventually, when they start thinking that, no, I'm something, you have to make them unlearn and then learn. Right? So difficult. I would have been so happy if somebody would have done that for me. So it's our responsibility. You need to, because it's the same teaching, right? The way you're teaching now, that you're this, why not teach them real thing? That you're not the body. This is just a name which we have given to you. Yeah. But as such, you're not the body. None of us are the bodies. Body is there. So, all that which I'm trying to say is when we understand such basic existential reality of life, then we can start appreciating Krishna's pastimes. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam discusses all the foundational things in the first 9 cantos, and then Shukadeva Goswami starts telling about Krishna. Such an amazing personality. He was just behaving as if he's a human being, but he's not a human being. Krishna himself says in Gita, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritah. Mudha. Avajananti. Jananti? No. Avajananti. They deride. They don't know. Manushim tanumashritaha. I'm in this form of a human, just like Krishna would, Krishna quite literally behaved like a human baby. He would cry when he was hungry. Like literally cry. And when Mother Yashoda would come and hold him, and he would be so happy that he got his mother, that he's getting milk now. And Mother Yashoda would be so happy that, yeah, my child is there. This is my darling Krishna. And Krishna would just be like, and he's there in his room, and eventually at some point of time he started crawling, and then he's just like normal baby, just crawling around. Can you imagine? And he and Balaram would go out, they would be there in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, and there would be like calves. And having no idea, they would touch the tails of the calves. Because they're like, seemingly no idea. The calves would just get scared and run away, and they're still holding the tail, and the calves would just drag them all around. And Mother Yashoda would be so scared. My God, my baby. Krishna would get scared when he would see a dog or a cat or something. Like quite literally get scared, just start running away, and then would come and just any lady who is there who is having an ankle bell which makes noise, Krishna would think, oh, this is Maya. He would just go and hold the feet of that lady. And then he would look up, oh, this is not Maya, and he would start crying. This is not Maya. Can you imagine? And Srimad Bhagavatam says that eventually Krishna started getting teeth. He didn't have teeth to begin with. One teeth started coming. Purna Purushottama Bhagavan. Just getting teeth. Just like a normal boy. Yeah. And eventually he's like, okay, I need to stand up now. So he would try to stand up and then fall apart. Then hold something for support and then started to walk slowly, step by step, just like anybody else would do. And we can appreciate this not from material conditionings. We will think, nonsense. Right? What is this? Childish. See, when Krishna shows his greatness, everybody is awestruck. Narasimha Bhagavan comes. So big. Right? Huge. Extraordinarily powerful. You all, how many of us have seen this movie? Narasimha. It just came, right? I was told that in this big screen, when Narasimha Bhagavan comes, it's goosebump event. And when Narasimha comes on the screen, like entire screen is filled with Narasimha. I was told it's a goosebump event. And I told them, imagine what would happen if you see the real Narasimha. Right? Not just the size of the screen. Really, really, really big. Perhaps you would not be able to even just comprehend in one vision like how big he is. Yeah. When such avatar comes, it's very easy to go, oh God. Hey? Wow, must be God. Right? Because something extraordinary. But Krishna is showing extraordinary love. The entirety of Vrajavasis, their hearts were flooded with love. And for a conditioned heart, it won't make any difference. Yeah, I know about it. मैं देखा हूँ श्री कृष्ण देखता था मैं जब बचपन पे आता था टीवी में. I know everything. All this Bhagavatam and all this for like children. Right? This is the most sublime essence of entire life. Unless we understand what's going on between Krishna and those devotees in Vrija, in Vrindavan, we can't appreciate it. What's going on there is pure love. They have transcended the greatness of God. They have transcended already. We are just in awe of this greatness of God. We don't really live like this, but we're just in awe when we get, oh my God. That's why even when something else or someone else shows something which is great, we get carried away. Wow. Really? This person creates gold, must be God. Right? Anything which is great, we see, it's like, oh wow, must be God. The real essence of Krishna's presence is in his love which he exchanges with his devotees. In Vrindavan, nobody treats Krishna as God at all. No one. And Krishna was about to leave from Vrindavan to go to Mathura because Akrura came to bring him. Vrajavasis felt that their life is going away. Some of the friends of Krishna, they just stood at one place and didn't even move their whole life. They kept waiting. Krishna is going to come back. He's promised. I'll just be here. I don't want to miss the first glance of Krishna. I'll just stand here. I'll not go anywhere. I don't want to miss Krishna's first vision. Can you imagine the amount of love? Just stand here. I won't go anywhere. Because when Krishna comes, I should not miss. So, unless our heart becomes purified, and that's why Parikshit Maharaj says in the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam that we need to take nivritti from tarsha, the intense desire which are there in our hearts to enjoy ourselves. We need to take nivritti from it. Nivritta tarshair upagiyamanat bhavaushadhat shrotra manobhiramat. And then when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, it does the magic. Because we are not interested in just basic existential game of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We are done with it. Now I can hear about Krishna. You can actually then relish these pastimes of Krishna. The same thing will give you newer and newer understanding, because at the end of the day, Krishna's pastimes are eternal. It can play in your own hearts, and you can get newer and newer rasa if your heart is pure. You may know just one story, but that one story is more than enough. Yeah? You may just know one story. For example, Krishna lifted Govardhana hill. Maybe just this is the only story you know. But that one story is enough for you. You will feel so full just contemplating about it, how Krishna was lifting Govardhana hill and giving shelter to all the Vrajavasis, all the cows, everyone underneath. And we will feel so satisfied that we have this Bhagavan who can do anything for the sake of his devotees. Right? Even after Krishna lifted the hill, everybody is thinking, okay, big deal. Madhu Mangala keeps thinking that I am reciting mantras, so it is all floating. Madhu Mangala was one of the friends of Krishna. He was a Brahmana. And he would think, yeah, I'm reciting so many suktas and Vedic mantras. My power, it's all floating, and Krishna is just a show off. And we let him do it, it's okay. Yeah. He really wants to impress on girls, that's fine. Let him do it. There were other cowherd boys who were having sticks, poking the Govardhan from the bottom, and they were thinking, it's my power. Krishna is, yeah. For 7 days, 7 nights, Krishna held Govardhan. And that's the first time in the entirety of Vrindavan, they got association of Krishna continuously. Because otherwise, Krishna would be with his friends, Gopa friends, during the daytime and Gopis in the night. In these 7 days, 7 nights, Krishna was with all of them together. Everyone is so happy just to be in the presence of Krishna. They set up a whole life there, just being in the presence of Krishna. Cows were there, people were singing, glorifying Krishna. Mother Yashoda is just so happy looking at at her son all the time. And Krishna is so happy just seeing everybody happy. Entirety of Vrindavan was just under one shelter, and Govardhan was providing that. We're celebrating it next Wednesday. You should come and participate in our festival in ISKCON Amsterdam. Such a beautiful Leela Krishna just put together, seemingly out of a very catastrophic event, when Indra wanted to just flood the entire Vrindavan and destroy every single living entity there. He had told these clouds which pour rain during pralaya. You know what's a pralaya? When the whole cycle of creation is about to end, entirety of universe gets filled with water. So Indra had told these clouds which pour rain during pralaya to come and flood Vrindavan and to kill everyone. And the rain was not coming in drops, it was coming in pillars. Imagine blocks of water being thrown at a pace which was really destructive. Krishna lifted effortlessly, and eventually the water got over. And you know the beauty of it? Vrindavan was flooding like anything, and Mathura was fine. Because Indra was really scared of Kamsa. He was not flooding Mathura, it's just next village, just happening in Vrindavan. But because Krishna was lifting Govardhan, eventually all the waters got over. There was no further water in these clouds anymore. And Indra had to come and ask apologies. And Krishna is just playing flute all throughout 7 days. Shall we do a quick kirtan? Yeah, close your eyes. Think for yourself that you are standing with Krishna, just appreciating Krishna's beauty. And you have been just given shelter from this torrential rain which was just flooding, and your life was at risk. You were not much concerned about yourselves. You are more concerned about the cows. So you are asking Krishna to go and do something so that the cows are protected, because Krishna loves the cows. And Krishna just did this amazing extraordinary feat of lifting the Govardhan, and you are just underneath it with Krishna. Krishna is very sweetly playing his flute, and everybody is just glorifying Krishna out of love, not as God, but out of love. Please sing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. All of us again. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Dear devotees, please keep your eyes closed. Don't open it. Let us go back to where we were. We are under the shelter of Govardhan. Krishna is still lifting the hill. We are able to see Krishna face to face. being the superhuman who he is giving us shelter. But we are not here just to see that, yeah, Krishna is providing us shelter. We love Krishna. It's the greatest opportunity of our lives that we are able to actually associate with Krishna like this. Let's use the time in the best possible way. When we sing Hare Krishna mantra, Krishna is there. This is how we experience Krishna. Please take this opportunity. Don't let it go. All of us together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All of us again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna is lifting the hill on his left pinky finger, left hand. The right hand, he still has his flute. He's playing on his flute, inviting all of us to enter into his pastimes, his Leela. Just please participate, all of us together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let us sing with our hearts. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. One last time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please keep your eyes closed. Don't let this moment pass away. Try to cherish this in your hearts. It's not that every day we get this kind of experiences with Krishna. The Shastras tell, Ataha Shri Krishna Namadi Na Bhaved Grahyam Indriyai Sevon Mukhaihi Jihvadau Swayamevahi Spuratyada. When we take shelter of these holy names, the blessings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, actually we can enter the pastimes of Krishna through the holy names. Because there is no difference between the names of Krishna and the activities of Krishna, the forms of Krishna and the characteristics of Krishna. The Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, they all are the same. When we realize the Nama, we get the full experience of it. So let us please immerse ourselves. We all can sing one last time together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much. Please know that this is a very sublime process. Just singing Krishna's names every day can actually realize Krishna. So it's our humble request. Please chant Hare Krishna mantra every day. In your own time, doesn't matter what time you do it, morning, afternoon, evening, doesn't matter. Just after you get up, just before you take lunch, just before you sleep, doesn't matter. Just sit down and start chanting Hare Krishna mantra at least 108 times if you can do it every day. And please come to these satsangs. We do it every week. Pratapudra Prabhu just lives. This is the 10th floor. He lives on 2nd floor of the same building. You can just come, associate with us. We have also programs going in other places in and around Amsterdam, in Authorn, in Hoofddorp, and Almere, in Amsterdam. So you can come and join anywhere, whatever works for you. Let's take this seriously. Please chant Hare Krishna mantra. Study Gita and Bhagavatam. This is good for you. It's for your benefit. Please do it. This month of Kartik can give you a lot of, as I said in the beginning, transformational experiences. But you need to do something about it. Otherwise it will not happen. Okay? So I started with that. Life trajectory can change. The course of your movement in your life could change from today if you take this process sincerely. Okay? The most essential thing for life, Shraddha, to be sincere. If you're sincere, everything else will come in your plate. I wish you all the best in the month of Kartik. Thank you so much, Ananga Manjari, for supporting. Thank you, Sri Ram Prabhu and Arti Mataji for hosting. We'll sing Damodarashtakam now. At the end of Damodarashtakam, actually, we don't need to wait for the end. We can just, as soon as we start Damodarashtakam, everybody can come ahead. You'll get a ghee diya. You can offer to the lotus feet of Krishna, to the navel of Krishna, and to the face of Krishna, around the body of Krishna. Then, and also other deities here. You can show it to all the people. And then you can put it in, yeah. You can keep that down maybe. And then everybody can place the ghee wicks there. Where are the ghee wicks? Maybe Puja Mataji can start. Yeah, let's start already, it's late. So let us sing. Ananga Manjari will sing the Damodarashtakam, and Sri Ram Prabhu, maybe you can send it to your friends, lyrics?
Yeah,
You already sent? Good. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thanks for tolerating me.
Sorry.
Switch off the light, Shira. Yes. Nice. I'll see.
there also there. So यहाँ से नीचे ये इसका बहुत
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं रसकुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं रसकुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं नमामीश्वरं नमो देव दामोदरानन्द विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु दुःखजालधिमन् Namo